we look at the heart right here, remember that in order to tell which are ventricles, which are atria, we're going to look at the thickness of the outside layer. So we're going to compare this layer to this layer, not this one in the middle, but this outer and outer. Likewise, this outer and outer. So we know which side of the heart has the thickest myocardial layer. This is called the myocardium. It's the left side. So that means that all of this area in here, I can even open it up a little bit, all of this right here is the left ventricle, whereas this space right here is the right ventricle, and so you can even go, there's quite a bit of space. Now, how you know the difference between the ventricle and the atrium is you look for the tri or the bicuspid valves. The beginning of the cusp, right here, you can see the chordae tendineae attaching. Okay, from here on up is going to be atrium. From here on down is ventricle. So if we look over here to this one, here is our atrium way up here in this area. You can't even see it. Okay, so identify this chamber.
That's the left ventricle.
Left ventricle. Identify this chamber.
Left atrium.
Left atrium. Identify this chamber.
Right ventricle.
Right ventricle. And this one?
Right atrium.
Right atrium. If we come to this side of the heart, again, compare the outside and outside. Identify this chamber.
Left ventricle.
Left ventricle. And this one?
Right ventricle.
Right ventricle. And then if I open this up, I can see up here, this area, identify this chamber. Right atrium. And there's not much of a left atrium on this side, right? And the reason it's weird is because remember we bisected the heart. All right, identify these structures right here. Chordae tendineae, identify this structure right here. Where it's attaching to? Oh, you don't have to know that. Papillary muscle, I'm sorry. All right, and then what about if I asked you to identify this structure, all of the structure, the entire structure?
The cuspid valve.
Which one?
That's the left tricuspid valve.
It's the left side, so that would be the bicuspid valve. What about if I ask you to identify this structure?
Tricuspid.
The tricuspid, very good. And what if I say identify this layer?
That's the endocardium.
Endocardium. What about if I said identify this layer?
Endocardium.
Endo, all of that is endo. What about identify this layer? Myo, in this one here? Epicardium, very good. Now, to identify the blood vessels, a couple of different ways. First of all, we know this is the anterior side of the heart because of that sulcus right there. And we see this blood vessel coming out at an angle, so this must be which blood vessel?
The aorta.
The pulmonary, which one?
That's the pulmonary artery.
Pulmonary artery. Let's confirm that by putting our probe in here. And pulmonary artery should be coming out of which chamber?
The left. Yeah, the right.
The right ventricle. Remember the flow bled from right ventricle to pulmonary artery to the lungs. So it goes, the blood goes from here through here, and then it goes to the lungs. Right? So that's how we confirmed that one. Now for the other ones, you just put your probe in. Here's the back of the heart, right? So you put the probe in. You see which chamber it's first going into. Which chamber is this blood vessel coming in or out of?
It's coming into the
Left.
Left, not the ventricle, but the atrium. And so what blood vessel is that?
the pulmonary vein.
Pulmonary vein. Remember, from the lungs to the pulmonary vein to the left atrium. If we look at this one over here, whoops, there's another one. Another pulmonary vein, right, because it's coming from there. And then let's try this one. This one. Where's this blood vessel going into?
Into the right atrium.
Right
So
atrium.
it's a subclavian.
Not subclavian, but what brings blood to the right atrium? The whole flow of blood. Start with not the aorta.
Superior?
Into the right atrium is inferior.
Inferior.
Vena cava. And since this one's coming from the back, this must be the inferior. The superior must be somewhere here near the top. Ah, there it is. Can you see it there? Near the top. Okay, so that is that one. And then the aorta is the biggest blood vessel, of course, in the body, and it should be going into the left ventricle, or actually blood flows from the left ventricle out through the aorta. So here is our aorta. And we should be able to see these valves right here. What are these called? This one.
That's
and
the pulmonary,
Semilunar.
pulmonary semilunar valves.
So
Very
if you
good.
point
Pulmonary
to this,
semilunar valves.
it's
Yeah.
the-
And this would be
it's the
specifically aorta. Okay, and then I think that's it on the heart. Oh, no, what are these structures right here?
The atrium.
The upper part
Not
of the
the
ciliary
atria, they're
process is the ciliary
oracles.
body.
You don't need to know. Okay, the left and right oracles, okay.
Oracles wasn't ours.
Oh, was it on there? Okay. So,
For them, probably, yeah.
Sylvia, you're 20, she's 2404 also.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was just called something else.
And since this is the left side of the heart, here's the left oracle. Since this is the right side of the heart, you know, this is the right oracle. No, I don't think so. It should be on.